Yo, hey, man, when I tell you, bruh, this one of them ones.
Yeah.
This one of them ones, V. This is a long time coming. I always wanted to interview my brothers, man. You now locked in, you feel me, to get it together.
Right.
Because we need to get it together.
We have to get it together.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We gonna rock out, man. So I wanna just say a couple words for my guests, man. I want to introduce my bro Floyd, you know what I'm saying, who I've been knowing for a long time, always supported me in everything I've ever done.
Man.
You know what I mean? A pastor, man, who is heavily involved in the community, got a strong desire to see the lives change of everyone he comes in contact with. Shout out to Floyd, man, doing amazing things. And then we got, some people might know him, some people might not. You know, he played a little basketball. You know what I'm saying? He did a little something in the NBA. You feel me? You know, shout out to our guest Corie Blount, man, who become to be my brother. I got a crazy story that I'm gonna get into, but he's a former professional basketball player, man, from Cali, who played in the NBA for 11 seasons. You know, he also has a clothing line that encourages staying in school. And Blount he's also a member of the University of Cincinnati's Jane P. Kelly Athletic Hall of Fame. Man, give it up for our guests. You know what I'm saying? We out here. We out here in the street.
Man.
So
finally made it happen.
We here now.
Finally freaking made it happen, man. And let me just say this, bruh. When I started Good Company, I gotta tell this story. People gotta know how Good Company got its start.
Yeah.
All right. So I remember driving. I had to stop at the gas station on Reading Road at Thornton's. I ran into my bro Floyd, right? And he was like, "What's up, bro?" We ain't seen each other in, a few years. Like, "What's up, bro? What's up? How you doing?" "I'm good." He was like, "What you got going?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm about to start this clothing line. I'm serious about it. Like, I'm looking for a vendor. I was just doing my research, trying to find a vendor, everything. Like, I got the name for it." He like, "For real? What's up? What's the name?" I'm like, "Man, it's called Good Company Apparel, bro. And it's to be a reminder to watch the people you surround yourself with. Like, God gave me the logo, everything." He looked at me. He said, "Oh, for real?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "That's what we do, right?" I was like, "What you talking about? This what you do?" He like, "Man, me and my bro Corie, we got a clothing company, and this is what we do. We print. We do this already." I remember him going in his truck. Correct. Stop me whenever I'm lying.
You're not lying.
He went in his truck. He pulled out a shirt, bro, and he was like, "Look at this," and it was a graduate shirt.
Yep.
Wow.
And I seen the quad. I'm like, "Bro, this is what." He said, "Listen, I'm gonna get in the whip." He said, "I got to go holler at my bro Corie right now." He said, "When I get in the car, I'm gonna have him call you. We gonna call you, bro. I promise on everything." It seemed maybe 30 minutes later.
Yeah.
He called me. He said, "What's up? What's up?" I said, "Oh, what's up, bro?" He said, I got Corie with me right here." So he put Corie on the phone, right? And I didn't know who he was at the time. I didn't know what Corie.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like no last name attached to
No.
it.
It wasn't no last name, right?
It was just Corie.
It was just Corie, right?
Just Corie.
Just Corie. Just
My brother.
down the street, my brother, right?
Right.
So I said, okay. So he said, so he called me. He said, "Hold on, I'm gonna put you on the phone with Corie." So I was like, "All right." So he put Corie on the phone. Corie was like, "What's up, man?" You know what I'm saying? Corie like, he all cool. He like, "Well, what's up, bruh?" I was like, "What's up, man? My name Donny." I gave him the whole spiel. And he was like, okay. He said, and this is how I found out who he was. He said, "Let's get together." He said, "I like what you're doing. I want to hear more."
Yeah.
He said, "Take my email address down."
Okay.
He gave me his email, right? And I ain't gonna say it.
Right.
But he gave me his email, and then he said his email got his last name in
It's
it.
my name. Like,
Right.
It's my name.
Right.
So when he said Blunt, I'm like, hold on.
Like what?
Corie Blount, you see Chicago Bull?
Yeah.
Corie Blount? He was like, "Yeah, man, that's me." I'm like, "What? That's crazy."
Well, let me add my 2 cents on there too.
Hold on. Before he got to go back to the gas station though.
Okay. What I leave out?
What he left out is, I pulled out a shirt.
Yep.
He pulled out a shirt.
Yep.
Because he was showing me.
Okay.
So the first thing I did is I looked on the inside of the tag.
Yeah.
And on the inside of the tag, it didn't have his tag
Nope,
in there.
nope.
Okay.
So I said, nah, bro. I think I got to get with Corie right now.
For sure.
Because you got to
Okay.
get that tag out.
Branded.
You got to brand
Private
your own
label.
We got to
name.
get branded.
Not just the outside.
Come on.
But the inside and even the labels on the outside.
For sure.
Right.
Now, that was the part that was encouraging to me. I said, nah, bro, I love your idea.
Yes.
I said, but brand everything.
Brand
on
everything.
everything.
You sure did.
You
sure did tell me that.
Yeah.
Yep.
2 cents is Floyd had already sent me like 6 other guys with these crazy brand names, and I'm like,
Oh Lord. Like
here we go. I get the phone. Here we go with another one.
Here we go.
Right,
I ain't
right,
gonna throw
right.
no names under the bus, but it was some wild people coming trying to start their brands at the time.
right.
He was just telling them what we did. So when he called me with this one, I'm like, all right, let me listen first before I just deny it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then once you told me, like, okay, good company, I like that. And then you broke it down what it meant. I said, I think I can give this a shot right here. But then when you really broke it down,
Yeah. When we when we went out to eat.
yeah,
He said, look, he said, let's link up and go out to eat. I said, all right, bet.
Yeah.
I'm like, where you want to eat at?
Yeah.
He said, let's meet at Bob Evans. Now, I'll never eat at Bob Evans in my life. But Bob Evans was my favorite restaurant on that day. I was like, Bob Evans it is. I'm going to find something to eat at that joint. I was just excited, happy to have somebody like him help me, hear me out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
After he heard me out, bro, and I gotta say this, like, he cut himself out.
yeah.
He said, I'm not gonna middleman you.
I ain't trying to make no
I'm not
money
trying to
off
make
this.
no money off you. He said, listen, I'm going to take you to my printer.
Yeah.
I'm going to introduce you to the people I work with. Took me, when I say took me right in there, bruh, introduced me to everybody. And I had a direct connect. He also, listen to me. He also said, how many, like, what shirts you got? What designs you got? I showed him the designs. It was the lion tee. It was the white good shirt with the black good logo.
Yeah.
And it was the astronaut. Right? He said, how many you want to get printed? I told him, like, I was like, man, I don't know. I just want, a small run of each size. This is my first. I ain't never did that. I just want to get out there. He said, I'm gonna pay for all your shirts to get printed, bro.
Man.
Wow.
He said, I'm gonna pay for all your shirts. I'm gonna pay for your first order. And I said, man, I'm gonna pay you back. He said, stop.
Yeah. Man.
Don't worry about that right now.
Man.
Right.
You do what you got to do.
Man.
Get me together whenever you can get me together.
Man.
I don't think it was 6 months that I paid you everything back. I don't even think it was 3 months.
Yeah.
I got on the grind and paid him back immediately.
Listen, you
But
talking about an investment. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like it's brands. It's cool to look a certain type of way, but when you have a solid story behind it and something that's super positive, it causes people to move that way.
Right.
And it's beyond just financial. I'm sewing into a community,
Absolutely.
into a movement. So that's powerful, man.
Absolutely.
Hats off to you for doing that, man.
And we have another business partner named Steve. And I remember him telling Steve, like, Steve, no, this guy right here, he gonna be now we're talking about over 16 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we're like, he's like, no, this guy's gonna be special. Maybe 14 years.
Well, talking about good company.
Yeah.
No, we about to go on 11 years in July.
So 11 years.
So 11 years. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sorry. 11 years.
11 years.
We started 6.
We started 16.
Yeah.
Right. So, but it was like, he was saying, no, this guy right, he got something special. He was like, the whole concept behind it.
Yeah.
And we were in our office, our old office, and we were sitting there and we were talking. And I remember Corie said, no, he's doing it.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, it wasn't even, like you said, 6 months. And we seeing you moving.
Right. Yeah.
What you were doing was so magical. And we kept saying, now he's got the concept. Even though we sold shirts, we just had our brand is just different.
Yeah.
You know,
for sure.
We want to talk to children. We want to help people because Corie has a story.
Yeah.
I have a story.
Yeah.
When it comes down to how he graduated.
Yeah.
How I graduated. How we went to 4-year universities. I mean, I'm not going to tell the story. He can tell his own story.
Yeah. We're going to get into it.
But so the whole concept behind the graduate brand carries a unique idea, different from yours, but he understood yours. And that's the reason why he said, let me buy into that.
Bruh.
It wasn't just it was his passion too.
Man.
I felt, it's like when I first heard Tupac, I felt him. When I heard you give your story and what you were trying to do, I felt you.
Yeah.
So I just had some people help me, hand me the baton so I can run. And I said, well, I'm not going to just try to take this as a business opportunity. I'm going to embrace this brother and give him the ball on the 1 yard line so he can score this touchdown.
Man.
And
So did, but how many other people would have been like, who would have been in this position, right? Would have been like, I need a percentage.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
It would have been like Shark Tank.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not just
man.
that, but charge you for the plugs that I gave. These were relationships I had worked on 4 and 5 years.
Yeah.
Right.
And I just walked him in like, man, this
Walk
is my
me right in.
right. Donnie, give him my pricing. Don't try to overcharge him.
Man.
Teach him how the printing game go. Taught him about how to get his wholesale license. So he won't have to pay retail on nothing. And just
All
playing with the whole game.
All that, V.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like,
I had no idea.
Man, listen, bro. That's why I said, I'm a hustler, right? I would have got my brand up and I was on the way.
Right.
But sometimes, man, God will send people in your life that you can turn your hustle down a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't got to grind as hard because he gonna send people who believe in you, right?
Yeah.
And I had the heart to do it. I was like, I'm gonna get this. And I knew this was from God.
Man.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was charged to already go but man, this brother K, and man, that's why, listen, I had to tell this story. I had to let people know. I had to give y'all flowers, man.
Man, bless you. Man.
I had to give y'all flowers. There's no way.
And we giving you yours.
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Almost 20 some years ago, I was a youth pastor at New Jerusalem Baptist Church.
Yeah.
Man, and that's when it was longer than that, but when I first met Donnie, he was rapping, Christian rapping, and I was the youth pastor, and I was trying to be innovative at the church, trying to bring in all the young people.
Right.
So I first heard Donnie, I'm like, oh man. I said, oh, I got to get him to New J. So called him up. He's like, man, I'd love to come over. So
on the way.
And he had, who are the other rappers that you had?
Drama probably was there.
Still love
Big
him.
C.
Yep.
Probably might have been Lazarus at the time.
Yeah, bunch of them.
Yeah.
But they all came. So we put on a concert. And when I tell you the church was packed with young people.
Sure was.
And Donnie was the featured person. So everybody else, the K-drama and all of was first. And when that guy got up and he started spitting, I said, oh my goodness.
Right.
I mean, it was magical.
Yeah.
So we had just been buddies, friends,
brothers.
And then his wife got a job at Fifth Third, and I was the manager at Fifth Third at the time. And so I would see her every day in the break room. She would always come in and like, have you heard Donnie's new song? Have you heard Donnie's song? I'm like, yeah. I was like, that's hot right there. So I did a transition and moved from, Fifth Third. And like I said, we hadn't seen each other in a while, and boom. Here go Thornton gas station.
Thornton gas station, bro. Never forget it, bro.
Never forget it, bro.
So, man, let me let's get it. So, Corie, man, where you grow up, and why basketball? What made you have you always been into basketball? You started early? Did you start late? Like, what was it? Where you grow up, and why basketball?
Man, it'd take about 2.5 hours for me to tell my whole story. But I give you a quick synopsis.
disjoint.
Yeah. For me, basketball came late, man. I didn't start playing till my junior year in high school. And I tried out for the team. I was a little rough back then, so wasn't really focused on being obedient. I was a young man at that time, so my coach at the time, me and him would go back and forth because I'm thinking I'm better than what I really was.
Okay.
And he tried to keep me in check, and make a long story short, I ended up cussing him out. He cussed me out, and I didn't play my junior year.
Okay.
So he got fired.
Oh,
that coach got fired my senior year, and they brought in a new coach. And all of my teammates had told who I'd been playing with at the rec and at lunchtime. We used to hoop at lunchtime every day. So Coach Sims came and was just like, George and them been telling me, man, you don't want to play for the team. I'm like, man, I tried that last year, and I ain't like him. I ain't gonna say his name. I ain't like him, and he ain't like me. So I'm done trying to hoop. And Coach Sims was like, well, look, I'm a different guy. Just got the job. I'm gonna make things different for everybody here. I'm a true basketball coach, and I want you to come play for me.
So that argument made you be like, I don't even want to do basketball.
Because I hooped at lunchtime and was already getting the props that I needed playing at lunchtime. Like, it was all I needed. Like,
right here.
And didn't have no coaching, freestyle, you know what I mean? So I was like, nah, I don't need nobody trying to tell me what I can and cannot do. So, make a long story short, man, I embraced Coach Sims, man. He became like a father to me. I played that year, had a good year, but after that, nobody was recruiting me to go to college or anything after that. So I did what everybody else was doing in my neighborhood. I grew up in Los Angeles, California, but I went to high school in Monrovia, California. That's like not really a suburbs of Los Angeles, but it's a other part of Los Angeles outside the city.
Okay. Monrovia.
And they're Pasadena.
Yeah, I looked that up and I was like, I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm gonna just say Cali. Yeah. Like he grew up in Cali. If you want to say Monrovia.
Yeah, it's Monrovia, man.
Right.
That's my neighborhood, Monrovia, California, man. I was just, trying to figure out what I was trying to do. I was raised by my great grandmother. So, I was trying to figure my way out at life, and being led by an older Black lady in that area. She could only do so much.
For sure.
I loved and respect her. I tried never to bring no drama back to the house, but unfortunately, things happen as a young man. But I ended up not going anywhere after high school. Like, nobody was recruiting me, and just was like a playground legend in my neighborhood that year.
Golly.
And going into the year before that, it was a kid that was a junior that played with me my senior year. And Coach Sims said, man, when his name was Byron Jackson, we called him Smoke. He said, man, when Smoke senior year come out, I'm getting ready to start taking him to these junior colleges, and I want you to come with us. I'm like, all right, coach, just call me. I shine it off like, man, whatever. I'm in the streets now doing my thing. Like, So Smoke ended up graduating. He come get me. He said, man, I'm getting ready to start taking Smoke to these junior colleges. I want you to come with us. And I'm like, all right, coach. So he ended up coming to get us. We was going to Riverside Junior College. We in the van. It was one of them days. It was hot as California.
Right.
You talking about God. I got to put God into this.
For sure.
I was really not going to go. You know what I'm saying? And he called, and my grandma, Coach Sims on the phone. I'm like, come on, my head. He came to the house.
Wow.
And knocked on the door and was like, you ready, man? I'm like, golly. And then Smoke was like, yeah, come on, Blunt, just come with us, man. So I get in the car, man. We get on the 10 freeway. We headed to Riverside, and it's packed, like traffic, wall to wall.
Yeah.
It's high, he ain't had no AC. We sitting in the van. I'm like, bro, this ain't it. I'm telling myself this ain't it. And he said, I know this. Let me get off. So he gets off the
feel like you want some water or something. Look, he tried to make it all good.
No water back then. We just ride, you know what I'm saying? So he gets off the freeway and he said, well, look, man, we're going to cancel this trip to Riverside. I got a buddy that coaches Santa Ana Junior College.
Okay.
And we're going to head down that way if he say they playing down there. Well, lo and behold, he gets off the freeway, gets on the phone, gets back in the van. We headed to Santa. That's another 40 minutes the opposite direction.
Wow.
So I'm like, oh. So we drive. We finally get there. Me and Smoke, we get there. And it's open gym. They putting players on different teams. And I look at Smoke like, man, we here. We might as well ball out now. Like,
right. Yeah. We don't waited this long.
Yeah, man.
We almost dead. We might as well play the last.
Right. I could easily say, I don't even feel like hooping or nothing, man. But I was just like, since we're here, I'm about to ball.
Wow.
And man, I went in there and just showed out.
Destroy, huh?
And you released the monster, basically.
Definitely.
They woke him up.
So after we got through hooping, man, some college coaches came up.
He good, V, with the mic? Is he close enough?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I'm just making sure. Yeah, no, you good.
So I ended up saying, man, you know what? We gonna get this ball on. So we hooped, and afterwards, Coach Sims came. A couple coaches came to talk about Smoke, because that's who we was really trying to push to give Smoke that opportunity.
Okay.
And Coach Pageant came up to me and was like, "Man, I like your guy." Came up to Coach Sims like, "I like your guys." He said, "I like your guy Byron, but what's the deal with the tall, skinny kid?" He's like, Corie played for me last year, and he didn't graduate. I didn't graduate from high school. So that was the other part of it.
Me neither. GED. Can somebody say GED, y'all?
Hey, bro.
GED in full effect.
Man, that's just what it was for me. So when Coach Sims, Coach Pageant asked him, like, what's the deal with the skinny, talking about me, he said, well, Corie played for me last year, and I just brought him to give him an opportunity to play. And he said, well, I'd like him to come to school here. So Coach Pageant came and introduced himself. He said, did you, would you like to come here? I said, of course. He said, well, did you graduate? I'm like, no, sir, I didn't graduate. And he said, well, wow. He said, well, wasn't, so I told him the story. Man, I needed one algebra class, bro. And I said, man, if I got to pass algebra, I ain't graduating. So I just gave up. I ain't trying to pass the class.
Yeah.
You know, education wasn't really talked about in our family. It was get out of school and get a job.
Right.
Support the family. You ain't going to college. You ain't getting no opportunity. So when he asked me that, he said, well, can you go back to school and get it? And before I can even answer, Coach Sim said, hell yeah. And as soon as we get back, he going to get this done as soon as we got back.
He saw it.
Yeah. That's what happened, man. He came back and enrolled me in adult education. I got my GED and enrolled in Santa Ana Junior College, man, and the rest was history, man.
Wow, bro. It's so dope when somebody sees something in you, bro, and won't let you give up.
No, won't let you give up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so...
Yeah.
Man, you wasn't born and raised in Cincinnati, right?
No, Detroit. I'm native of Detroit.
Okay,
Detroit,
okay.
Yeah.
So you grew up in Detroit, and you know, like, what's your story, man? Fast forward, I know you pastor, and now, like, why pastor? Like, was you called at an early? Did you already know, like, yo, I know I'm gonna be pastoring, or did you grow up in the church?
I grew up in the church. My dad was a pastor.
Okay,
so grew up in church all my life. And saw the things that was happening in church. I really didn't want to be a part of church because I just saw too much stuff. It was just crazy stuff that was in church. And when I was 20-something years old, I had made a vow, I'm never making my children do what our parents did to us. You know, you go to 8 o'clock service in the morning on Sunday. Then you go to Sunday school. Then you eat breakfast. Then you go to 11 o'clock service. Then you get out at 11 o'clock service. You go eat dinner. Then you go back to the 3:30 service. Then you got to go back to BTU.
Oh, no.
And then on Mondays, you have the youth choir rehearsal.
Yeah,
okay,
man,
on Tuesday.
Right.
No, I'm saying this is what we had to do,
bro.
We all had the same thing because that was the way we was raised. So.
And see, I ain't grow up in church, so that's
right.
You know, I got saved when I was 19, when my mom passed.
Yeah,
that's the first ink. Like, soon as she passed away, that's when I got saved. But go ahead.
Was it Baptist?
It was denomination.
Yeah.
When it was I believe it was Kojic.
Okay.
My first encounter.
Kojic, it's like
Church of God in Christ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
More holiness, but I mean, you know. All of it is the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, and that's why I'm not religious now.
Come on.
Like, I have a relationship with God.
There it is.
Like, I don't really believe in a lot of this religious tradition and all of these.
A lot of stuff is man-made, bro.
I promise you it is. And we've been misled too.
Absolutely.
You know, we've been misled. And,
for sure.
You know, Corie and I talk all the time about how we have to educate our children, and we don't force religion on our children.
For
Corie
sure.
and I, neither one of us do. We don't force it.
Right.
But we do share how good God is.
Absolutely.
And we don't even, Corie and I say it all the time, and he got me saying that, I don't even question God no more because he's been so good to us.
Man.
You understand what I'm saying?
Check his track record.
Yeah, check his track record.
That's all.
He is who he is.
Yeah.
So, you know, my mom, you know, had some issues early on when I was a kid. I was adopted by a lady by the name of Marsha Eves. I should rest in peace. She was a Caucasian lady, but she helped save me. And so even though I did graduate from high school, I graduated at the lowest in my class, 285 people in the class. I'm maybe 287.
Wow.
That's how low I was. Because being raised in Detroit, the education was not as great as it was in what you call the schools that we have now around the 275 loop.
Was it weird, mom coming to get you being white and you was black? Was it like, bro, what the heck going on with them, bro?
It was a culture shock.
I bet.
No, it was because, you know, every morning you have to get up and you have to read the newspaper. While reading the newspaper, you gotta, you know, listen to the stories. And then she's on phone calls. She's on phone calls at 7 o'clock in the morning. She was a realtor. So she's on phone calls early in the morning, making deals, doing wonderful things. Now it's time, you know, to eat breakfast. Like, we didn't eat breakfast every morning like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, buddy.
You got to get in when you get in.
Yeah.
But every morning it was structure. So I was learning structure, right? So then after school, she realized that my reading wasn't where it should be. So she hired a lady by the name of Miss Annie. I love Miss Annie. She passed away, but I love her. So Miss Annie had a book. I had a book. They were the same book. And I would have to read to Miss Annie. She's like, that's not it. So it's what I learned how to do with my children, where I would make them read to me. And I didn't need the book like Miss Annie.
Yeah.
Because I can tell if the word wasn't right.
Yeah,
right,
for sure. Right.
Underline that, right? And help me understand what that is.
Yeah.
Fast forward to my passion is like when I went to a junior college. I went to a junior college like Corie.
Okay.
So, we played basketball, and there was a guy by the name Mr. Buddies. It's called Buddies Pieces in Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
And he fell in love with us. We fell in love with him, and he took care of us. We worked for him. We swept. We took out trash. We did the whole nine. But we were never hungry.
Yeah.
So Mr. Buddy did a great job. And this was after high school, going to the junior college. So I played 2 years junior college, did very well.
Okay.
And I'm thinking that I'm like this guy.
You ain't get dunked on. Did you?
Man,
ain't no posters out here.
No.
Ain't no posters out here, is it?
Yeah,
Come on, bro. Be crossed up and lost stuff. don't be he's like, you know what, I'm passing. I ain't doing this ain't for me. I ain't getting sugar all night.
Bro, he's at 3. You know he got dunked off.
Yeah, I did get dunked on. That's back. That's back.
Right.
But long story short,
with the territory.
I transferred to the University of Cincinnati, hoping that I'm going to make the team. True story. So Coach, is it Marvin?
No, Coach Harrison.
Coach Harrison, I see him. I'm trying to give Coach Harrison my VHS tape, right?
Y'all know what that is, right? Explain it to the young people out there, just in case, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't know.
It goes in the same category as CD player.
Let me stop this story.
Go ahead.
So you got to realize this now. He coming to the University of Cincinnati the same year I'm there.
You there? Okay.
So he's 6'2". How tall is he?
6'1".
He said he wanted to play center.
Right.
No.
Yeah, he played center in high school.
He said, "Here come the new water boy."
Trying to give Coach Harrison his tape to show him how he playing center in high school, but Coach Harrison would never take it.
Oh my God!
Because he knew what it was. He was like, "Come on,
you was a team at 6'10". We had another guy named Mike Rogner, 7 foot. We had Jeff Scott at 7 foot. And then we had Eric Martin and Terry Nelson.
And then Floyd Walker.
Trying to come.
Right.
Thinking he gonna come play center.
Real quick, because I know you said when you went to junior college and you was balling there, the rest was history.
Yeah.
How did you even get to UC? And then we could get right back to you. But I don't know, because you said he popped up, you was already there.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Man, what happened was when I did play those 2 years at junior, my first year we won the championship.
Okay.
I was second team All California Player of the Year my first year. The second year we won the championship back to back. The first time that school had ever went to the championship, and then won it back to back was the first time it had happened since the 60s.
Oh my God.
I was the league player of the year, the California Player of the Year, and the National Junior College Player of the Year. Coming from nowhere. I averaged 25 and 12. So I tell everybody the story is I tell everybody, now I'm this big time junior college player. Well, what did you do that year you came out of high school? I tell them I worked at Kmart. I worked at Kmart only a week. But, I couldn't tell them I was in the streets.
Right.
So they start calling me the blue light special. I know y'all a little young, but Kmart used to have blue light special. Remember that?
Wow.
When the sale would come on, they'd have a blue light.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they called me the blue light.
Yeah,
they called me the blue light special. And then, so I started getting letters from everywhere, man.
Oh,
I'm talking about all over the country.
And that led to the NBA?
Yeah, that led to the NBA. But I ended up being after National Junior College Player of the Year, I started taking my recruiting trips. I verbally committed to go to Vegas. Well, Terry Nelson, who came with me to Cincinnati, and Eric Martin, who came with me to Cincinnati.
Okay.
Me and Eric played on the same team, and we won the championship. We won the championship together at Santa Ana, but we played against Terry Nelson in that same championship game. He went to Long Beach City College. And so we would always hoop afterwards. We're the top players in California, JUCO. And I think it was Terry Nelson was like, man, just imagine if we all go to the same school.
Man.
Wow, he spoke that.
Yeah, he spoke that. And I'm like, man, well, what you talking about? So we getting our letters. He's like, what about Cincinnati? I'm like, where the hell is Cincinnati?
Yeah, right.
Where is that? Yeah, I ain't know nothing about Cincinnati, man. And he's like, oh yeah, the coach been calling me, man, and I'm really thinking about taking a visit there. And I'm like, well, who do they play? Like, I ain't know nothing about the Metro Conference. You know, I'm from Cali. So Terry said, I'm gonna take the trip. Well, I had just took 2 trips. This kind of where the story gets interesting. I had took a trip to Utah before that, and I just came back when we all got together. Well, when I went to Utah, you know, I got to tell this part of the story. Wasn't no drinking, they ain't had no beer in Utah when I went on the recruiting trip. Now I drank English every day.
Dang, hey, as soon as you say OE, I'm just like Ice Cube. That's the only person I think about.
I was an old English drinking person. Yeah. So when I went on the recruiting trip, they asked me what I drink. I'm like, man, I drink OE. You know, we don't have that here. I'm like, oh, this ain't gonna work.
I'm not gonna be here.
Yeah, I'm already telling myself this ain't no work. So I ended up taking the trip to UC with T-Nail. Make a long story short, I get with A.D. Jackson and them. They like, well, man, we're gonna take you out. What you drink? I said, man, I drink Old English. He said, okay, yeah, we go across the street to the Pony Keg. We'll get you some OE.
Yeah.
The Pony Keg.
Yeah, at the Pony. You know where the Pony Keg?
Yeah.
For
So I'm
sure.
like, cool, let's go. So I'm walking in. You know, and man, it was like out of a movie, man. I turned the corner and I seen it. It was like, oh. It wasn't 40 ounces, though. It was 64 ounces.
Oh, yeah, the big boys.
I said, what in the world?
Right. And me.
Hey, I gave it up to God. I ain't gonna lie. I said, God, you already know this is home for me.
This home. Cincinnati over to OE.
Hey, man, I went and told everybody, like, man, they got 64 ounces of old English out here.
That is
Coming.
crazy.
Right.
That's it, man.
And that's
Wow.
Came here and
Okay.
put the school on the map.
So back to this VHS tape. Yeah, that the young people know nothing about.
Yeah.
Well, man, I was trying to give it to Coach Harris, and he kept asking me questions. He's like, can you dribble? I said, no, I'm a center. You know, he was like, I said, no, I post up. I said, I can show you. So, I mean, long story short, bro, he never took my tape.
That boy said he is 6'2" center, bro.
Man, nah, this is true. This is true, though. I did go to like 2 practices. I never had a chance to practice. I never had a chance to like get in the rotation.
Yeah.
Because he already knew he's not going to make the team because we already got 3 people that's like.
I was telling Coach, put him in the fire. Let him get some of this.
Right.
Yeah,
You want some?
let him
Give me
get
some.
some of what this is about right
Get a
here,
drop
man.
of some.
Right. So I you know, that's how we all met. you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then one day it was in July, school was out, and it was a jazz festival, and so again, you know, I'm working, but I got the first cell phone, the big box one with the long cord on it. So we're talking about, I think it was like
It's like a car phone, bro.
Yeah, it's not 92. Yeah.
It was it went in a whip, didn't it?
Nah, it was this one over your shoulder in a pouch.
Right.
Yeah, you ain't seen those, huh?
So I'm on the phone. So Vin Exel said, he said, man, you perping, man.
Yeah, we was like, that ain't no real
phone. I said, man, you can call somebody. So he called somebody. Then Corie said, well, let me call somebody. When I got my bill,
Oh my goodness.
I got all the way to California, my brother, my
Goodness.
I was like, this really is a cell phone. That's my first time seeing, you know, I'm talking like, man, my boy, this dude got a cell phone, man.
What's a cell phone?
Yeah.
Like,
man, I got that bill at
Cellular phone.
$300. Back then, that's a
300 is a lot for a cell phone, bro. Back
that's
then.
that for inflation. So that's like today's time. That's $900.
Oh, no doubt.
more than
No
that.
doubt. Yeah.
Easy.
More than that.
Yeah.
And so, but Pastor, no, how'd you stumble into like, God's called me the pastor.
Man, I was struggling, man. You know, like all of us, not making the team.
Yeah.
You know, at UC, I was struggling. I said, okay, what am I gonna do? So I hustled. You know, I was doing stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
And I said, man, this is crazy. My mom is at home. I call her. I say, Mom, I'm struggling. Something is not right. She was like, I tell you what to do. She says, go get you a hotel. Take the phone off the hook.
Yeah.
And I had a pager at the time. She says, turn your pager off. And she says, and just sit there. And she says, until God talk to you.
Ooh.
And I'm sitting in there. She said, don't turn on the television. Don't do any of that. So I'm sitting there. I'm there for like 4 hours, just sitting there. I'm like, okay, when is God going to say something? Like, when he talk to me? So I learned that day that God don't crack the sky and come down and show his face and talk to you.
Yeah.
In order to really hear God, you got to read his word.
Come on, man.
And at that time, if you're in a hotel, they had Bibles in the hotel.
Yep. Absolutely.
So I open up the drawer. I see the Bible. I said, man, this is crazy. So I opened up the Bible to Mark chapter 16. And the first thing I see was verse number 7. It says, go tell your disciples. And then it had "and" in there. And I learned later what "and" mean.
Yeah.
But it didn't even say Peter. It said Floyd. Now, it said Floyd. I promise. I mean, I saw Floyd.
Wow.
It say Peter.
Yeah. But you saw
Floyd.
Yeah.
Right.
I said, no, I'm not. I said, I'm not doing that. I'm not preaching. I'm not doing none of that stuff. So you can forget that. That ain't what I'm about to do. So I read it again. It said, go tell your disciples and Floyd. And I'm like, oh man, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So I really had to now go back and read it to figure out what was going on. At the time, Peter had denied Jesus 3 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he did not want to, y'all know Peter left the disciple.
Right. Went back to
and
fishing.
went back fishing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I left the church and I went fishing. Hello, somebody.
Man.
I didn't want to have nothing to do with the church, God, or nothing. He said, now, I tell you what, you can keep running if you want to, or you can go on and do what I'm asking you to do. And I called my mom and said, Mom, I said, I don't really know what this means, but she was like, I know what it means.
Man.
It's the reason why I told you to go to the hotel.
Yikes.
God is calling you to do great works. And you're not going to be successful in nothing until you give him your heart. And when I gave God my heart, it was like, boom. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Now, fast forward to me and Corie been knowing each other since college.
Okay.
But again, Corie and I hadn't seen each other. So I go to California. I'm preaching. I just started. Literally just started. I go to California. I meet a lady. Her name is
Tina.
Tina. Thank you. Tina. So Tina was like, you from Cincinnati? Like, yeah. She's like, you know Corie? I said, of course I know Corie, because she said Corie Blount.
Yeah.
I said, we went to college together. She said, hold on. So she picked up the phone. She calls Corie right there on the phone. I said, what up, bro? And like, we talked, blah, 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 went back and forth. And then I said, well, man, I'm going to hook up with you when I get back to the Natty. We hooked back up and we've been linked ever since.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ever since we've been at the hip, and we would sit in the office and talk about stuff. And I'm like, man, I know God got something special for us. And I remember the first day that he said, okay, we want to call LegalZoom. We getting ready to get our LLC.
Yeah.
He said, we're going to move forward from here and we're not looking back. And since then, we bought Happy's Pizza.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So
Come on.
We've done our first year at Happy's Pizza. I think we did 1.5. So, I mean, it's like,
shout out to Happy's Pizza.
yeah, I mean, and so, and even right now, that's something that, and I think that's past us now. So we're moving in a different direction.
Yeah.
We're going to be trying to do something different.
Yeah.
And maybe passing that on maybe to kids or somebody else, because we got other work that we got to do.
Right.
So what made y'all say, man, let's start and talk about Graduate, bro. Like, I know y'all got Happy's Pizza together. Is there any other businesses that y'all got together? Is Graduate? I know that's pretty much yours, or both, or you just support. Like, how does collab? Okay,
collab. We've done all kind of business. This is the multi-level marketing god right here.
Yeah.
So then came to me. We done sold energy. What else? Telephones. We did everything. So that's just our business relationship.
Yeah.
That we try to empower each other to kind of bring different aspects of business to each other. But the Graduate brand.
Yeah. Talk about Graduate, man.
Me, because I was the first one in my family to ever go to college. I told you who I was raised by.
Yeah.
In that situation. But then when I did it, I was just like, I promised my grandmother when I got the opportunity to go to University of Cincinnati, her whole thing was like, I know you're going because of your feet, but I want you to go because get something for your brain. I want you to be the first one to graduate. Wow. And, you know,
Oh, you going for your feet?
I know you're going for your feet.
But I want you to use your head for other something than a hat rack.
Yeah.
That's what my grandfather used to say. He said, man, use your head for something other than a hat rack. I used to be weak like a hat. Like, oh, okay, I get it. Right. All I do is wear hats.
Yeah, and this is my great grandma, man. Like it's times that I done sit at that table, and I know I'm going all over the place, but I got to tell this part of the story. So when I got kicked off the team my junior year, right, I came home and I told her, I was like, well, I ain't playing basketball. She's like, well, you just went and tried out. What happened? I said, man, he don't like me and I don't like him. And she said, what you mean? So I tell her the story. She said, sit down. So I sat down like, ma'am, she said, let me tell you something. You ain't got nothing to offer nobody.
Ooh-wee.
She said, there's 3 phrases that you need to learn and you need to learn them right now. And I was like, ma'am, she said, you better learn those. Say, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, and thank you. She said, because that's all you got to offer anybody.
Wow. Jesus.
And I was sitting there like, here we go with this old Mississippi slave mentality type stuff. But I felt her when she said that.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I know I'm going in a circle, but the reason I brought that up is because when I got with the Lakers, they interviewed Coach Sims. And they did a special on me. And the thing he said, I really embraced this kid because he was so kind, respectful.
Yeah.
I'm like, me? You know what I mean? He said, you know, Corie will come, sometime he'll be late, but he'll be like, I'm sorry, sir. I'll be here next week. And thank you, Coach Sims. And he said, man, I really embraced this kid. So that did a full circle that time I was at the table with my great grandmother.
Right.
So now it goes back to now she telling me she wants me to graduate college.
You hear that, kids?
Yeah.
The older folks, we know what we talking about, bro.
Facts.
I tell my kids all the time, you think I took care of you your whole life. You think I will wait till now to be a hater?
Yeah.
Man.
You think I'm saying no because I hate?
Wow.
Because I don't want you to win all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
No way. No.
Go ahead, bro.
No way.
People be tripping.
That was my naiveness because when she talking to me, you know, I know she from Mississippi and I know her, you know, her story. So I'm like, she trying to make me like, oh, no stuff. Yeah. I ain't with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but it came full circle. So when it came to graduating, I remember I called her. I said, Grandma, I know I had made this commitment to graduate. She's like, yeah, you did. I said, well, this last quarter, I'm not going to be able to finish, so I'm not going to graduate this year. I said, but I got these opportunities to go play at these NBA combines during my last quarter. And she was like, there you go, thinking about your feet again. You said you was on there to get a college degree. You was going to be the first. I said, I know. I'm trying to give her the information like, man, I got opportunity to make millions of dollars playing basketball. She ain't understand none of that. Just get your degree. And hung up on me.
Wow, right.
So I'm like, man, I sat in the room, you know, of course, I got these opportunities to go play trial for all these different teams. Make a long story short, got drafted. That's part. So
in the first round.
Man, by the Chicago Bulls.
Yikes.
So, of course, I blessed her, you know, got her, took care of my grandmother.
Absolutely.
She passed away. But the sad part about it is she passed away my second year in the NBA. And I never got my degree before she passed away. So that always laid heavy on my heart.
Yeah.
So I was telling everybody, man, the day I get through playing professional basketball, I'm going back to school to get my degree. Well, during that time, the NBA had started doing, that's when the University Phoenix Online started coming in like around my 7th year. So I was saying, well, I'll sign
do it online.
Right.
Get my degree. Didn't do it. So then I came, once I retired, I enrolled back in the University of Cincinnati and I got my degree, man. And I remember I was sitting in that last class and, you know, everybody knew who I was. They were supporting me and everything.
For sure.
So I'm in the class and I take my test paper up and he said, the teacher was like, you know you got this done. Man, everybody know I needed this class and this was the last test. He's like, man, don't even you just slid it.
Go ahead, bro.
Congratulations, Corie. You know
right.
And all the youngsters in the class was like,
Yeah.
So I just felt good, you know what I mean? I immediately, man, I walked out the classroom and I broke down, bro.
Yeah,
I started thinking about my grandmother, like, man, I wish she was here to see this. Man.
She saw it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
100.
Right.
Yeah.
100.
That's the same thing happened with me, man.
No, I say the same thing about when they said Walt Disney passed away before the park opened, and the lady said to his wife, we wish your husband was here to see it. He said he saw it.
Oh yeah.
It wouldn't be here if he didn't do it.
Yeah.
And this is a picture of my mother at my graduation, again, going to a university and getting, your bachelor's and your master's degree. And I love that, bro.
Yeah.
That we were able to do those things. And I think that's
absolutely
when Corie was explaining it to me, he and I was telling him my story. He said, man, you know what?
We're in the same boat.
We're in the same boat. He said, you're going to be the president of Motivate to Graduate. And so we have a program called Motivate to Graduate.
Okay.
And pretty much every year we try to give things away. When we first started, we would give an iPads away to kids who was graduating from elementary, junior high, high school, going to college. So we was excited, about doing it. So the other program that we have is graduate properties.
Okay.
Where, so our goal right now is to get a few more properties under our belt. Yeah. And then start doing some more investing and helping our communities.
That's dope, man.
That's what we're trying to do.
Super dope, man. Yeah. Golly, bro. What a backstory, man.
Yeah. I know.
Just real quick, man. What is some of the challenges that you face as entrepreneurs, and whoever can go, like, what's some of those hurdles, man, that you because for all our entrepreneurs out here, who's trying to start a business, man, who already in business, what's some of those things that you had to overcome? I
always like to use the analogy of this. I said, if we put all the successful people in a room, and we looked at all these successful people, and you had to ask one question, and you said, all these successful people in this room, what do you think they have in common? Mm-hmm. What do you think these successful people have in common to be labeled as success?
Man.
And if I was to ask you, what would you think would be the common trait amongst all them successful people?
Consistency, drive, not giving up.
Yeah.
What would you say?
Failure.
That's it.
Failure.
All of them fail.
Ooh, that's good.
All of them fail.
Yeah.
Not one didn't.
Oh my goodness.
All of them failed. But to me, what I learned is there's a difference between a speed bump and a roadblock.
Yeah.
Those people know those differences.
Listen.
Absolutely.
Listen.
Absolutely,
you know what?
I know.
I came up with a saying that you can either look at these speed bumps, you can look at them as they can be stepping stones, or they could be your tombstone.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's your choice, but it's going to be a stone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to be either way. You either going to die here or you're going to elevate.
Yeah.
Right.
Your choice.
Dang.
So that's what kind of hit me the hardest, or made me realize about entrepreneurship. You're going to fail.
Absolutely.
You're going.
Don't even worry about it.
Yeah. Everything is not going to be a success.
Yeah.
But the key is now that word consistency, dedication, determination, all those key words come into play, because that's what you're going to need to get past that speed bump.
Absolutely.
Don't never view it as a roadblock.
Right.
When you start viewing it as a roadblock, you're done.
You're done.
Yeah. That's good.
Just view it as a speed bump and just keep going, because the support and everything that you think everybody, I'm doing this for the great good everybody. Everybody's going to want to
No,
see.
sir.
No.
Don't even lie to yourself.
Right.
I know going in.
Corey's big on writing down everything that we did that didn't work.
Yeah.
So that when we come across it again,
we can identify.
Yeah. We did that already.
Oh, that's a nugget. You hear that?
Yeah.
No, write down what didn't work.
What didn't work.
Right.
So then when you do have a Donny, a D-Mob who comes, that a veteran who already was in the game.
Come on, man.
That don't work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Share that wisdom.
So here is what does work.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're smart, if you're a young entrepreneur, you want to find some people who will guide you to go get the best.
Yeah.
And then listen to them when they tell you that don't work.
Yeah.
Right.
Like and everybody's like, well, let me do it my own way.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
You can do it your own way. But
Go ahead.
But there are times when there is a long route instead of a short route.
Man.
Okay. Corie said it earlier.
Listen.
There's a long route and then there's a short route. You said it earlier. There's a long route and then there's a short route. Right. So even pastoring.
Yeah.
Don't think that because you can scream and holler and hoop and do all that, that you about to be this great pastor.
Yeah.
Get under some leadership.
That's right.
And I was under Pastor Damon Lynch Jr. at New Jerusalem Baptist Church for almost 18 years.
Wow.
And you know what he had me doing before I even preached in the main sanctuary? I had to go, first of all, I had to go to a nursing home. And he said, move them.
Wow.
Move them. And one day I was so excited, like 2 years later, I was so excited because I was preaching and the lady broke out in a song, Amazing Grace. I ran back and I told Reverend, I said, this lady, she started singing Amazing Grace.
I'm ready. I'm ready for the main stage.
He said, I'm ready for the main stage. He said, okay, man. He said, I'm going to put another guy over at the nursing home. He said, now I want you to go to the prison.
Yep. Come on. Come on.
That's what he did.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I had to go to the prison. So now I'm in the prison and now I made my biggest mistake. My biggest mistake. My first sermon that I preached at the sermon was, let's get free.
Oh, Lord.
I know they was like, tonight?
In my mind.
What we doing here, y'all?
Right. I'm motivated to break out.
This brother came with the key.
Man.
We out of here, y'all. Listen, whatever you got to say. Yes, sir. Yes, pastor. Go ahead.
Right.
And I was trying to talk about be free in your mind.
Of course.
Don't allow yourself to allow the prison to make this your home.
Man.
Be free. But it wasn't going right. Because it just wasn't, it didn't resonate.
Yeah.
They didn't.
The delivery.
The delivery was messed up.
Yeah.
So I go back and tell him, he was like, well, what was you thinking?
Yeah.
So now he's saying, before you go preach your next sermon at the prison, show me your outline.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
So that's the next step.
Yeah.
Right.
So every year for the last 8 years at Bethlehem, we've had May We Help You, which is in the month of May. May we help you. So I get young pastors, young preachers, young people to come so that how can I help you develop who God is calling you to be?
That's good.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
That's just one of the things.
Yo, okay. Yo, I love this interview, bro. I'm loving this interview.
I'm having
man.
a good time.
Man, bless, man.
I'm inspired for real.
No, absolutely
Inspired.
Look, so we gonna have some fun. We gonna have some fun real quick. I got this segment. It's called Would You Rather? Would you rather? All right. So, would you rather live with no electronics, or live the rest of your life with only 3 out of your 5 senses? And which 2 senses would you keep if you chose that one? So you got to live the rest of your life with no electronics, no phone, no TV, no internet, or you got to lose 3 of your 5 senses.
And which 2 are you going to keep?
Smell, taste, feel, and hear.
This is easy for me. I don't need no electronics.
You don't need no electronics, so you good with no electronics.
Nah, as long as now you didn't say I can't read no books or anything.
You can read books all day.
Yeah, I don't need no electronics.
No electronics.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
You going with no electronics, Vern?
All day, man. I grew up in the 80s.
Yeah, see, that's the difference.
Okay.
Our generation.
I'm the same way. I mean, he said he grew up in the 80s. We grew up in the 60s. So we had a radio.
This stuff ain't got no hold on you for real.
No.
Okay.
Corie will tell you the other day, I left my phone at the restaurant. I went all day. I never missed a beat. No, but there are people.
Oh my God.
If you leave that phone at
Oh my God.
Oh, I'd have a panic attack if I left my phone somewhere.
Yeah. Now, yeah.
Yeah.
I leave my phone. I'm like,
but I don't have to have it.
Stops.
Yeah. I don't have to have now this is a true story. I don't have a television in my bedroom.
okay.
All my children know I don't have a television in my bedroom. So that's my private time.
Yeah.
That's my private moment.
Yeah.
That's
your prayer
sanctuary.
closet.
That's my
For sure. Yeah.
So
yeah.
You got an iPad in your room?
I don't.
You try to be away. Right. You got something there.
I'm with that iPad right there, right.
and this is the truth. I forced myself to get up to go get that after 10:45 at night.
Get what?
That.
Oh, the phone.
So I leave it in the living room because when I go in there, I don't want to be distracted.
Yeah.
Because I know too many people.
Man.
I wake up in the morning and sometimes I'll hit on my pastor's desk on Facebook. But by the time I get up, it's like,
it's crazy.
It's
crazy.
I've been learning how not to scroll.
Yeah.
I've been learning how not to do that. Right. So I can live without any.
I think I need my senses, bro. Yeah, I need my five senses, bro. I need to be able to taste, hear,
skills.
You know what I'm saying? Taste, smell. I need all them.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 wishes, bro. You got 2 wishes. You can wish for anything in the world except more wishes.
Wow.
What's these 2 wishes? You got 2 wishes.
Man, I'd have to think about, because that's a tough one, because you don't want to just blurt out anything and get to thinking later, like, man, I could have wished for that.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So that's a really laid out thought process to really.
It is, but you don't want to say
time.
Yeah.
So you don't have no time.
Or you lose the wishes. This Genie here admit it.
Yeah.
Listen, if you don't pick nothing, I'm going to the next person.
I would say everlasting life, but I don't know if that's what I was thinking.
No.
That's what I was thinking.
Nah, because you're going to be the only people here.
No, but I mean,
well,
think about it.
Well, you will be
the last person to see everything.
Right.
So my thing would be like, I don't want to necessarily have everlasting life. I don't want to grow old anymore. So just put a pause on me wherever I am.
Are you happy with where you at this stage?
Where I am right now. Pause it. Because then that way I can go for the rest of eternity and I can just continue to keep elevating.
Come on, that's one wish. Yeah. We all agree on. Look, that's one wish for me. Just keep me at about 30. 30 years old.
Oh yeah.
Take me back to 30. Keep me at 30 forever.
My one wish is a little simple. It's kind of emotional and sentimental. 5 years ago, my mom started writing a book. She had a stroke. She never finished the book. The book never got written. I wish that the book that I'm starting now, that God grants me the ability to finish the book.
Man.
Yeah. Wow.
So that the life about my mom, about my dad, or Marsha E's, the story that I have will live on.
Can be told.
Even if my children never tell my story, it's printed.
It's documented.
Right.
It's documented. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
It's documented.
Yes, sir.
Right.
And nobody could never say it didn't happen.
Right.
It's too many people die with great stories,
man,
great memories, great ability to do great things, and they bury with them because they never wrote it down and told the story.
That's good.
So
that's good.
He with us. He won't everlasting life.
Yeah, he did.
For sure.
Right. For sure. Right.
For sure, bro.
You want to be
based off that testimony, you want everlasting life. Like.
My second wish, man, I probably would want my mom, because my mom died when I was 19.
Jeez.
So I would. She didn't see me get married. She didn't see me transition to the man I am now, right? She didn't see me get married. She didn't see any of my kids. So I wish she was here to see my accomplishments. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, my second would be I would love to have a chance to really meet all my ancestors. That would be a wish. Like, give me opportunity to meet my grandmother's mom, my great grandmother's mom, just to sit down, because I know I'm here.
Yeah.
And I know I'm a spirit part of all those people before me, just based off how God has blessed me to survive the way I've survived. So I give all the credit to everyone in my family on both sides that came before me to allow me to even exist in this world today.
Wow.
That's good. That's good. So, man, look, we want to definitely thank y'all, man. We want to give out a business tip. You know what I mean? Just some business advice. But before we do that, man, can y'all just tell me how has keeping good company around you helped you be successful?
Man, it's everything that I've accomplished has been based off the company that I've kept. And from basketball success, part of a team, in order to be successful, I don't want to just put winning into that context, because I think just being on a team and experiencing a brotherhood of individuals that's trying to accomplish the same goal brings camaraderie, different acts. So that's good company, right?
No, for sure. Yeah. For sure.
Definitely good company. And then the fact outside of sports, to have a relationship with your family and your brothers and different individuals is just a focal point of why you want to try to keep good company as much as possible, bro.
Yeah. It's vital.
Bottom line.
It's vital, man.
It's encouraging, it's support.
Yeah.
It's all those different dynamics to help you continue to grow.
Man.
Yeah. Floyd, how you feeling, man?
So it's 3 people in my life.
Okay.
That, and Corie know both of them.
Okay.
And Corie met them through me. Number 1, Cedric Goodwin.
Okay.
He lives in Detroit, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Good friend of Corey's now.
Yeah.
Sometimes they talk without even me even knowing they talk.
Yeah.
But we have a group text. The other one is Willie Anderson, who played with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay.
My brothers. Our children, Corey's children, my children, Will's son, we all call each other brothers, and our children call them uncles.
Yeah. Family.
Good company.
Yeah.
So we try to, make sure that we keep them grounded, rooted and grounded.
Yeah.
And do they fall? Yes.
Absolutely.
Have they made mistakes?
Absolutely, we do.
Man. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But they know that if something happens, they can call Uncle Corie.
Yeah.
They could call Uncle Will.
Yeah.
They could call Uncle Sid. Right. And one of the things I love about good company, and this is true, is Corie Blount is never going to tell my son what makes him happy. No, he going to give him the real truth business. Willie is never going to tell my son, man, don't worry about your dad. Never going to happen.
Yeah.
Cedric will grab my son by the throat and choke him out.
Yep.
Over me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He will too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we keep good company with each other,
for sure.
We're gonna hold each other accountable.
That's it, bro.
Yep.
That's the thing, man.
hold each other
We've
accountable.
always done, me and V, man. We've always held each other accountable. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I tell kids when I go into the schools, man, and talk to these kids about watching the company they keep, bro. I'm like, listen, this is how you know if somebody's good company or not. We can all agree that an enemy want to see you dead or in jail. They don't care about your life, bro. Right? So a friend should never put you in the same position where the outcome would be the same as what an enemy want for you.
Wow. That's it right there.
A friend shouldn't put you in a position
Yes, sir.
where the outcome of that position they put you in is equivalent to what an enemy want to see
There you
for
go.
you.
There you go.
Never. I can call V. Listen, bro, I'm about to crash out. He like, no, you ain't. Where you at? Coming to get you.
I'm gonna get
Right
you.
now.
I ain't gonna never okay you doing something that's
No
gonna
way.
cost you your
No
life.
way. No way.
How my friend okaying you doing something, bro, that you gonna crash out?
Man, never been a time where one of us was in a situation that we didn't drop what we was doing.
Yeah.
I was in a major, major depression at one time. I mean, I was messed up. I was bad. And I called 2 people. I called him, another guy named Rodney. It wasn't 25 minutes before he showed up.
Quick.
And he was like, I'm here, bro. What's up? What we got? Likewise with him. So that's what happened. Can I say something to the kids though?
Absolutely.
Listen.
Absolutely.
I don't know who you are. I don't know where you are.
Yeah.
I hope to God that you get a chance to watch this either today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year.
Yeah.
Never allow your friends to steal your joy or your future.
That's good stuff, man. That's good stuff, man. And a friend shouldn't want to.
Man.
Right.
Don't allow nobody to put you in a situation
where
they steal your joy or your future.
Right.
And that's one of the things I'm excited about with Corie when he tell his story about his coach. His coach wasn't trying to steal his future.
That's right.
Or his joy.
That's right.
He was trying to give him some joy and a future.
That's good, man.
Now, if he had stayed at home and in the front yard lifting weights with his homeboys, they would have stole his joy.
Yes, sir.
And they would have stole his
Yes, sir.
Because they didn't see sometimes, and Corie can say this, there are people when he made it, hated he made it.
Oh, of course.
Because he wasn't still on the front yard on the verse with them.
Of course.
He think he better than us.
He think he better than us now.
Ain't that crazy, bro?
And then sometimes we so nice, we feel like we got to buy them to be our friends. Man, no, you don't.
No.
When God helps you to make it, there's a couple of things that you're going to change. One of them is going to be your address.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other one is going to be the company you keep.
The company
if you want to stay, if you want to remain,
the company you keep.
it's just not about getting there.
Yeah.
It's remaining
It's
there.
remaining there.
And to remain there, the people you surround yourself with gotta be people who push you to be great and be proactive in helping you be great, bro.
Yes, sir.
Proactive. Don't wait till I ask you for help.
Right.
You should be looking out for me. You should be doing things that help me be successful if you really want to see me grow. Yeah. Man, give us a business tip, man. What should these entrepreneurs just say something encouraging, man, to the entrepreneurs, people who want to be entrepreneurs out here. And let them know, man, give them some hope.
Yeah. And for me, just based off my experience and what I'm learning, man, I advise anybody that wants to get in business or try to create a business to educate themselves on how to use ChatGPT.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, sir.
Man, all
Yes,
day.
yes.
Yeah.
I am amazed at that technology.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Anything you're trying to do to set up the foundation of a plan, a business, a idea,
Yep.
man, those resources are there, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Through that technology.
A lot of them free.
Man,
Lot
That's
of
great. You don't use free resources, bro.
Man.
And you
cheat code.
serious.
It's a free cheat code. Period.
And I'm gonna tell this story. In 1996, me, my brother, and a friend of mine was at my house, and I went and bought my first compact computer. I never forget it. We plugged that thing up. It came on, and then we like, what we gonna do? So,
Right.
Google came up. I'm like, Google, what, I heard about this.
Right.
So I said, let's search something. I put in something. I spelt it wrong. It went to the next page and said, do you mean?
Crazy.
The correct way to spell it.
Crazy.
And then gave me the list. I said, bro, we don't have no more excuses.
No more
Crazy.
That blew me away.
No more excuses. No more.
So now this ChatGPT has advanced that to a whole nother level.
It is
Absolutely.
ridiculous.
Absolutely. I love it.
Unbelievable. It's
I love
scary, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
That would be my advice, man. Educate and try to gain as much knowledge just to be able to use technology to benefit your business or your idea.
Absolutely. You don't want to get left behind.
Yeah.
Come on, Floyd.
Man, I
Give us
think
something, man.
everybody's already saying it. It's that number one, you got to keep good company.
For sure.
Right.
And
For sure.
sometimes good company may not be the people whose blood related to you. In business, sometimes you may
talking.
not. You may not want to hire
You talking.
people who blood related.
Yeah.
Just because you feel guilty that you made it and that they didn't.
Nah, for sure.
No, go ahead and make it all the way to the top.
Yeah.
Right.
And then just give them a little benefit. Give them a couple of dollars here and there.
Yeah.
But sometimes people that's related to you, they will steal your joy
Yes, sir.
and they will sabotage your business because sometimes they don't even want you to make it.
They won't say I'm sorry or thank you
No.
Or thank you.
half the time.
Yeah.
V.
Yeah.
What you got for these young entrepreneurs, man?
I would say, for real, listen, I know this is going to sound crazy and some people can take it however you want, but I'm going to say it the way that I know how to say it. And that is listen to the voice of God because he is talking to you
Absolutely.
all the time.
All the time.
Through your own personal love language.
Yep.
He will talk to you through your music.
Yeah.
It could be a smell. It could be anything. But whenever you have like a great idea,
Yeah.
see it all the way through.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? No
Yeah.
matter what, like how they were saying earlier, like, don't let these things be roadblocks, or hurdles or whatever. It's like, you just got to push all the way and see it to the end.
That's good.
Because I really do believe that the graveyard is the most richest, they say this is the richest place
Absolutely.
on earth because there's so many ideas that just go there
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they go there to die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I say to every entrepreneur, if you have an idea, push and go through it. Don't be like, oh, that'll just pass through my mind. For what? For what reason?
Right.
Like why else would God give you that thought?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So some people may call it the universe. I say that is God.
I say
it's
it's
my
God.
Lord, my Savior, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Come
you know
on.
what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But it's not by accident. Nothing is even a coincidence. Like how y'all crossing that Thorntons and stuff. Those are the breadcrumbs that God lays out in your life. It's not by accident. So listen, that's my word of
still
advice.
connected.
And still connect.
Yes.
And then-
Still
and-
support. Come on, show them the
and
shoe.
then- and then
show them the collaborative.
My
the
first
Reebok.
time.
Let me see. Give me this shoe. Bruh, do y'all see this joint, bruh? Mine still look new too. I keep good code. I keep good company. This was a collab that Good Company that we did with Reebok, right?
Yeah.
And Floyd jumped on this joint so quick.
The first
These
one.
ones ain't even, this is first time wearing them.
The
You see,
first time wearing them.
these been out for years.
Yes.
Still look good, bro.
Man,
He
bless
did not
man.
make any in a size 16.
Man,
They always leave the big fellas out, man.
man, I know, right?
Yeah, we can't find nothing.
Man, what y'all got coming up, man? How can people, what's the website, bruh?
Man, right now we're in a full redevelopment of the brand and the concept, in a sense. We really we've done the t-shirts, we've done the apparel.
Yeah.
We really trying to take over this backpack space.
Yeah.
now.
Because I'm mine in the car.
I don't have my personal, but I have my University of Cincinnati. I just got approved a license finally with the University of Cincinnati.
Let's
to
go.
create some UC backpacks and stuff.
Oh,
So,
nice.
it shouldn't forever take this long for me of all people, but I had to go through the steps that they didn't treat me no different.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of respect the licensing director there. He's all about doing it the right way.
Come on.
And making sure that the brand is protected.
Yeah. That's good.
So he's a real stickler to get a licensing with, and I finally got it, and I'm so thankful to Marty Ludwig for allowing me this opportunity. So be on the lookout, man. I'm asking everybody to support our backpack movement.
That's right.
We have been doing backpacks giveaways for kids for the last 10 years.
Man.
Yeah.
But I think now we're really trying to just be one of I hate using the word black or minority, because this bag is for everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's not many black bag manufacturers in the game, and we really want to be one of the ones that take over that space.
That's good.
Well, the search right here says believe and become.
Yeah.
So you got to believe.
Yeah.
And Donny, I'm so glad that you believed and then you became.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank you for the help, bro. Thank y'all for coming out, man.
Let me give a sample of that bag real quick.
Absolutely.
Just grab it real quick, young man.
This was about.
Yeah, see?
Man.
Yeah, this is the UC bag, man, that we got to be rolling out.
Oh my goodness.
Brand your logo at the bottom, sir.
Hey, listen, that's going
hard,
to
bro.
sell like
USB
crazy.
port right here.
USB
You charge your
port.
phone. Now we're still in the sample and production phase, but be on the lookout, man. We really
Quit playing with me.
Man,
Yes.
listen, I don't even go to UC, and now I want to just
I want one.
I want one.
Well, the other one's gonna have Believe and Become on it, so you definitely represent that side of the brand.
Hey, that's
so,
slick.
Yeah.
That's
Donny, we bought these shoes, so make sure you get a bag, huh?
Absolutely. I'm definitely, and my son's still in school, so, and my daughter just got accepted to UC, bro.
Yeah.
So she going to UC for nursing.
That's what's up.
Let me say this too.
Yeah.
Just from my experience, man, I am so proud of what Donny has accomplished from that handoff. Like, I don't think you haven't scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl yet.
Yeah.
But you done won some bowl games.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on,
So,
man. I'm taking
I've
them.
seen the journey. I've seen when you first got the ball, and you started running, and you caught a couple passes.
Mini fumbles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
But we dive on that joint.
Man.
Oh, you keep going. You know what I mean?
right.
Yeah. So
It's different when you fumble the ball and you recover it.
yeah.
But it's different when you fumble it and the other team recover it.
Absolutely.
You never let the other team recover it.
Nah.
You always grabbed your own ball back.
Because I got good teammates too.
Man, that's what's up.
I got good company around. If I don't get it, one of my homies.
One of your boys. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
We all in this thing together.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
That's
so
what's up.
man, please keep supporting the movement, man.
gotta
Good
support
company
Donny.
movement, man, and the graduate movement, man. We're out here trying to do what we can to not just support our families, but really give back and make a difference in this community.
That's a fact.
I was on the phone with my brother, man, and I said, man, I want to come home next month. He was like, man, you home. You didn't live in Cincinnati longer than you done lived in LA.
Yeah.
I said, man, he right.
Right.
So this is home for me,
For
man.
sure.
That's a segue to a great point that you just made. Both of these companies was born in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We ought to
Yes, sir.
support the Cincinnati brand.
Absolutely.
And I'm asking everybody out there who is a Cincinnatian, please support Good Company and the Graduate brand.
Yeah.
Because we are companies that give back to our community.
That's
Look,
the thing.
you better know it. You better. And speaking of that, man, we got a little gift. Shout out to Good Company, our forever sponsor.
No doubt.
on Get It Together. And we got a couple gifts for y'all, man. We want to say thank y'all, man, for coming out. Let me see this. Okay, this Corie right here.
Man.
You take it out, show people, nothing but look, thank you. Little thank you gift. You know what I'm saying?
Vibe.
Good vibes, bro.
Man,
I can't vibe with everybody. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
And so, man, it's a little thank you card in there, man. We want to say thank y'all so much, bro, for joining us.
I think I'm rocking this Sunday morning when I preach.
Let's get it.
Well, I know I'm a little guilty because I wear my Good Father's shirt every Father's Day. I take it off.
I got a new one coming for y'all.
Cool.
I don't need that. I'm happy with mine. Hey, okay. My kid's so used to me wearing that on Father. Where's your shirt at? Go put my shirt on.
Right.
I got you.
But I think
I got you a new one for sure.
For me. But man, come on. Give us a little bit more about how you and Donny,
Bro, we've been around forever, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
We've been around forever, man. Yeah, definitely. I've been on him over 25 years now.
5 years, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And man, we did so much together, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
So
truly,
much.
truly brothers.
Man, that's what's
Yeah.
up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
V, we done been around the bush, bro.
Man.
And coming back full circle to do this podcast
Yeah.
it was a huge blessing because I started this podcast a couple years ago.
Right.
And I always wanted to have something where I gave flowers to people, to especially entrepreneurs, people, movers and shakers in our city, in our community, people who was doing great things. And Vern had invested, in the equipment, man. And he was like, people had came to him like, hey, let's do a podcast. He like, nah, I just ain't,
Man.
I don't know. And when I came down here, his brother, Byron, invited me to do a podcast with him. And we came here, and Vern was like, "Bro, when you see this, when we see
walk
what
in
I
here,
got, it's up.
I was trying to tell him. I was like, listen, I'm just letting you know when you walk in here,
It's over.
It's over.
It's over.
It's over."
What I said when I came in here, 99 problems, but a camera ain't one.
No, we got cameras.
Man, we got cameras. They loaded up in here. This
for sure.
professional. I thought I
remember when you started. I remember when you first started, started, and you had a couple of companies out there that was trying to support you.
Yep, La Rosa's,
you
and Happy's Pizza. Happy's Pizza is one of the sponsors on this show. You'll see the logo in this joint for sure.
So but Corie and I, we believed in you in day one.
Yeah,
so whatever
sure
business that we have. And if it's a dollar amount and we knew that we could support, I said, Donny, what do you need? He's like, well, can I get this? I said, Donny, here, right now.
Cash.
In my pocket.
Quickly.
Yeah.
I called Corie. I said, Corie, I just gave Donny da. He was like, man, you sure? I said, man, that's Donny.
Yep.
So we was in the mall.
Yep, in the mall.
Literally. He said, I said, what you need? I said, Corie, now we're going to support you.
Yep,
He's like,
sure did.
Here you go, bro. Boom.
Sure, quickly,
and
man.
I called Corie. I said, Corie, I just sold.
I sold.
I
Yeah. I sold a seed.
I sold the seed.
Raise your hands in here and seed in the air. Repeat after me.
Yeah, that part.
Man, I want to thank y'all again, man, for all you've done for me personally.
Yeah.
I had to get y'all on here, man, to just give you your flowers. Thank you for what you're doing for the community.
Bless you.
Man, support my brothers, man. They doing some awesome work.
Man.
You know what I mean? This episode dropping Sunday, 6:00. Hit up the YouTube page. You know what I'm saying? youtube.com/the @ Get It Together. Go subscribe right now. This joint gonna be crazy. Man, Vern.
Yo.
I love you, brother.
Love you too, man. Always.
I appreciate you, man.
Let's go, Bearcat.
Bearcat.
When you say get it together,
Yeah.
this is the perfect picture of getting it together.
It is, bro.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
And on that note, that's my time. I love y'all. I need y'all to get it together so that we can get it together.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.
Yo, so this episode of Get It Together is brought to you by our sponsor, Good Company Apparel. Man, they keep me and Vern fresh with the drip, you feel me? So if you want to get some drip, man, from Good Company Apparel, hit the website www.goodcoapparel.com and don't play around. Follow the Instagram, follow the IG, right? Good Company Apparel. Look, they always got the freshest joints. The quality is crazy. Listen, the logo, good. We keeping good company, right? You take this O in parentheses out, man, God got us covered too. We ain't worry about nothing. We can't vibe with everybody. We keeping good company around us, and you know we keeping good company on us. Yeah.